Unfortunately, my schedule got super duper sucky. So this is what we're gonna do. Well, way too many people here. We're gonna do a pass or discuss type dealio with the what's it called? The news. Just some random news topics that I saw that caught my eye. They're relatively recent to today or tomorrow, or whenever you're watching this. Unless it's the future, in which case it's already done. So sorry. But yeah, first topic. Bill Nye's new Netflix show. Bill Nye Saves the World. Anyone?
One of the main kings is returning.
I say we talk about it.
All right, so
pass.
well, that's more, discusses than passes. So we're gonna go with the discuss.
All right.
From what seems like, I haven't actually honestly watched it, so I just threw it in there because it's like, hey, Bill Nye, I love Bill Nye. That guy's awesome. He's on Star Talk, which is on the YouTubes, which is pretty cool, along with Neil deGrasse Tyson and some other sciencey type people. But this seems to be Bill Nye the Science Guy for slightly more adults, from what I understand. And Bill Nye being Bill Nye, he's a dorky kind of people, and not a lot of people like that dorky kindness that he is. But I enjoy it. And I remember he's the first person to ever teach me the difference between jeans and jeans. And I thought it was the funniest shit. Honestly, it might be Bill Nye's. It's his fault for my poor humor. So, yeah, that.
Well, he is kind of the face of just 90s geekery. I mean, most 90s kids who basically grew up with like PBS and whatnot know Bill Nye, and so especially for us, it's like holy crap! It's Bill Nye again. We thought he was long gone.
Yeah.
Seeing him again is kind of a cool thing.
All right, I think we're done on that. Next newsy type thing. We might go through this faster than I thought we would. All right, the Nintendo Switch is back in stock at GameStop. Of course, this was written this morning, so probably not anymore. So, because I know I have a Switch. Does anyone else here have a Switch? Interested in the Switch at all? Couldn't get the Switch?
I'm interested in getting a Switch, but I can't get one right now due to financial problems, and they're out of stock everywhere.
Understandable. This might honestly be, in my personal opinion, if it wasn't for the fact that Zelda came out with the Switch, I probably would have been waiting until holiday. But they said the Zelda word, so, I had to do it.
Yeah. Oh, the Z word drives a lot of people for Nintendo absolutely insane.
Well, currently it's one of the few surviving Nintendo properties that still matters to most people. Even myself, although currently even that game alone is not enough for me to buy a multi-$100 console. For me, I need at least a handful of games to even consider, and even then, I'm also in a similar financial. I have no money to buy a console.
I believe Nintendo has firmly placed themselves since the Wii as, for most people, at least most more hardcore gamers, as a second console, not a primary.
Most people want like at least 5-6 games out with any new system before they're like, I want to totally go buy it for just one game, and then go, oh, it's not fun.
Well, I think is that as of right now, and even on like the Nintendo has this little newsy type thing, the same as PS4 does, where it says like, hey, here's all the most recent shit. It's constantly talking about 1-2 Switch. It's not talking about the fact that I'm Setsuna is on there or Shovel Knight. There's these really good games already on the Switch. Snake Pass recently came out, which is a fantastic game. It is, I want to say, similar to the vein of Octodad, kind of, sort of, where the funky controls are part of why it is so fun. But I'm honestly wondering, do you think the fact that Switch is back in stock, do you think it's going to sell out anywhere near as rapidly as it did? Or do you think all the hardcore Nintendo nerds like myself already got it?
I think when Zelda came out, it was like, oh my god, I gotta get the Switch just because of Zelda. After that point, it's kind of like, well, we don't really see any big major game next to Zelda as much. So it's like, maybe a few people, but...
We do have Mario Kart 8 Deluxe coming out soon.
Yeah, but the big thing about the Switch is that it kind of is like another Wii U, just with the Wii remotes being separate, being removable this time, instead of being attached to the actual tablet itself. So,
I mean, have some Nintendo bias. One, I would like to add, I did not like the Wii U. I got the Wii U. I only got one game for it because I realized that I wasn't really into it. Unfortunately, I got Pikmin. I loved Pikmin.
I never owned one, but I played one of my friends' houses.
I regret buying it so bad.
But
I got one game.
But after getting the Switch, Honestly, I love it. I want to play so many more things on it. When I went to the tattoo shop with my girl, I got to play Puyo Puyo Tetris, just a demo of it, with some people there who were just awesome. And the fact that you can just take it anywhere, just especially if you're in transit a lot like me, and you're just meeting random people and you're any kind of social, you just be like, hey, this is a thing. And the fact that it looks just as good on the tiny system as it does on the big screen, and it's just so very seamless. I'm not saying that it's insulting, but to compare it,
Switch itself.
The actual Switch itself. All right, I'm gonna compare it to. You all have a PS4 controller, right?
Yeah.
The screen is about as wide as your controller is, like the bottom nubs.
Okay, gotcha.
And then the controllers go out about maybe the arm things a little bit farther, like maybe an inch or two farther.
About the size of a 3DS XL.
Yeah.
Roughly the screen is at least, but it is thinner than an XL.
Thinner.
Well, yeah, naturally.
Well, personally, I think that in and of itself, it is a better design than the Wii U, especially since it basically combines the capability of both having a at-home TV console, but also with the success of its handhelds. I grew up with handhelds before I ever got a TV console, and the capability of bringing games with me to other places I want to go. Now games that are higher definition have way more content, like Legend of Zelda, and especially with how fast it sold out, it in all likelihood will either sell out like hotcakes or pretty close to as fast as it did initially, I think. And I think it will for probably the next couple months. Personally, that's especially when they start coming out with new games, it will keep playing out as it goes. It probably won't sell as well as any of the higher-end consoles, but it will still probably sell.
Well, that's Nintendo's thing to, kind of go with reliability rather than innovation. And
it is definitely innovative.
Personally, I wanted to buy a Switch myself, but I couldn't justify dropping 300 or 400 bones on something I only wanted one game for.
Mm-hmm. Well, and that's the interesting thing, because their innovation more often than not is actually in their hardware rather than their software, where PS and Xbox usually go the other way around. And that's where everything gets a lot trickier, because, for instance, with the Wii, the Wii U, and even the Switch, they keep trying to do different, basically full-on consoles altogether. But still sticking to the main properties of Zelda, Mario, and whatnot, and not branching out with as many game types.
Yeah, but all the consoles are guilty of that, and we gamers are guilty of having our nostalgia glasses on all the time and not wanting anything new.
Well, I don't know. I'm a little well-minded in that opinion, I believe.
I like old stuff, but I like seeing new stuff too, because then I'm like, oh, they're bringing back this game. Well, that's good. It makes me feel like a kid again. But then at the same time, I'm like, but I want like them bringing out like at least a new trilogy. So I'm like, ooh, this is something to dive my hands into and say, well, now I can get addicted to this new character and see where they take it with this game. But
that is what I'm excited for. It does seem like Nintendo's actually interested in doing new things, especially with Breath of the Wild. I think that's my biggest problem right now with a Switch, aside from the bigger Nintendo games not being here, but that's only because I want everything now and I can't wait. My biggest problem is the biggest gimmick of the Nintendo Switch is it is portable as all hell. Like when my girl comes over and I'm playing the Switch on my TV and she's like, hey, I'm gonna go out and have a smoke, you wanna join me? I was like, yeah, I guess I have to no, I don't. Put my Joy-Cons right on my Switch, pull it up, go outside, have a smoke with my girl, come back inside, put it on, start playing my TV. Okay, it's time to go out. Let's go out. We go out to wherever we're going, put the Switch right on the table right next to my food. She looks at me kind of funny, like, what? I can take it everywhere. I'm going to take it everywhere.
How's the battery life?
The battery life is
on the highest brightness for Zelda, it's about 3 hours. On the lowest brightness, you can get that to maybe like 5.
And if it's modern battery life at high quality.
Yeah, like if you're playing Zelda, yeah, it's a very vast, pretty game. You're gonna drain that battery like crazy. But if you're playing like a smaller game, like a 2D game, it lasts. It's almost a 3DS. Like you don't really need to worry about it.
You can go all day.
Like Duck said, yeah. Like you can go all day playing it if you keep it just at the right brightness, and then you're fine the rest of the day just playing like that same game continuously without saying, "Oh crap, my battery's about to die in like an hour. I need to go charge it."
Yeah. Okay. How is the charging time on the Switch? Because I mean, I'm just trying to get more information before I ever do get one.
That's perfectly fine. I'm here to answer any questions I can. It's about 3 hours for a full charge.
Wow, that's impressive. That's
so if you're
twice as long as most cell phones.
Yeah, and then the Joy-Cons themselves actually have, at least from claimed, about a 24-hour life battery, which is why I can understand when Nintendo's like, hey, we're not going to put the charging grip. By the way, the Joy-Con grip, don't play with it. I wanted so bad to like it, but if you have hands that aren't small, then your hands aren't going to know what to do. It's too small.
Joy-Con grip? What do you mean by that?
The Joy-Con grip is what you take the actual Joy-Cons, the little controllers, to put them into a controller type thing that looks like a controller.
Okay.
Oh,
But it's kind of like the Wii Classic controller.
Basically, take your PS4 controller in your hand, and then take the little nubs and then basically squeeze them in together.
Gotcha.
It's like a very confined PS1 controller.
Yeah, I've seen it before. I can't deal with that. I have big mortal meat hooks for hands, so.
But the nice thing about the Joy-Cons is, like, when I have them separately, like, I put them both at my side and I just kind of relax. Like this, I haven't felt like this since the Wii. Do I just take the controller and just be like, ugh, I'm a veg. I'm gonna barely look at the TV. This feels so good. This feels so good.
Exactly. Like
so you can leave them in any position and it works just as if it's attached to the sides.
Yep. You could play upside down if you wanted to. You could put your left Joy-Con in your right hand and your right Joy-Con in your left hand and see how that works. It could be real confusing.
It literally feels like you're playing, like you said, a Wii U. You're just playing it just on a smaller screen, but either on a big screen or a smaller screen.
Yeah.
Either way.
On a much more compact scale.
Also, the UI is incredibly fast.
Okay,
like
so
when you hit the power button, it's on. You hit the button. I have it set so if it accidentally turns on, I have to hit the same button 3 times in a row. It just goes right to the game, and nice. it's just so fast.
And like some of the games they're coming out with, where you can actually like take the joysticks, like you know how with the Wii U when you play a game, you would always sit there going, "Come on, this thing won't let me roll the bowling ball. I can't freaking throw the." I can't use this sticky thing. What is this? I can't throw it. Like with the Wii, with the Nintendo Switch, it's kind of like with I forgot what game it is now. Like where they show in the commercials where like the 2 people are playing or either dancing beside each other or doing like wizardry in that like in a game. I can't remember it.
1-2 switch, I believe, probably.
Yeah.
The one thing that they put in pushing way too much.
Yeah, like the interaction with it, where it kind of like counteracts with you at the same time. It's like. It's fast paced. Like as soon as you're like chucking out like a dance move, you're just seeing the character on the screen moving at the same time as you, and you're like, wow, why could the Wii U not do this? Like, why couldn't you?
I think the main thing is I can't quote it, but I did read an article that was saying that the Joy-Cons make up most of the cost. That's why 2 of them together are $80, because that screen and all that fancy shit inside pales in comparison to the tech that's in the Joy-Cons. The Joy-Cons are the system. They're not running it graphically or anything, but the sheer amount of what they can do is ridiculous.
Like they have more power than the system itself.
So do the Joy-Cons charge individually from the rest of the system itself?
With the base system that you would be getting, the only way to charge your Joy-Cons is to put them right into the system, right in the dock.
Okay. So they charge through the system.
They charge through the system. And if you take them off of the system, then in theory it should drain less battery. I don't know that for sure. But I always take them off of the system just so I can feel like I'm doing better.
Actually, when I played one of my friends' Switches, like when I took the joysticks off, I would say I got close to 4 to 6 hours, like maybe an extra hour when I took the joysticks off. So
that's pretty good.
Maybe a good extra hour. I was like, maybe. But the only thing was like, the fact is when you have a certain game where you're like, okay, I really want to play with the joysticks on, but I know I want to save battery life. It's more of like a 50-50 thing where you're like, maybe not, but I really want to play this game. Joysticks back on.
Honestly, I'm just happy that the controller's like my PS4 controller. It's not new, but it dies relatively quickly, and I have to plug it back in. The Joy-Cons, I had a small issue when I first got it, but that's because they weren't fully charged when I first got it, and I was like, I need to play this. I need to play this thing. I got this new toy. I need to play it. But after I calmed the fuck down and waited for a little bit to, sleep, eat, and do other things, I've never heard. They've never told me that they're gonna die. After that, I don't even remember what the low battery symbol looks like. I couldn't tell you.
I couldn't tell you either at all.
But yeah, are we good on Switch talk then?
I think so.
I figured that would probably be the big topic. If we ever want to talk about Switch again, I am happy to talk about it. It's such a fantastic console. All right, next in kind of creepy to me news, I'm gonna have to ask y'all. The Amazon announces the Echo Look. Does anyone know what this is?
No, I heard it.
Can you say it one more time?
The Amazon Echo Look.
Well, as far as I know, the Amazon Echo is like the little speaker system for. It's like Amazon's individual Bluetooth speaker.
Like
it can be used to control all the fancy electronics in your house and look up whatever you want to get for dinner.
Yeah.
The Amazon Echo Look, which is currently in testing, so it's not actually something that's commercially available quite yet, is a full body camera which can look at you, look at your clothes, and basically keep track of your style choices, maybe eventually order you clothes based on what kind of clothes you like to wear, and basically think of it like a style companion. And you can take like full body videos of like, hey, this is what I'm wearing today, tweet it on the Twitter.
Yeah,
so
that sounds like you get creepy pretty fast.
That sounds more so for like what girls would use that for, but like what he said, it sounds way too creepy. Like, why would I want it to look at me and then look at my just look at my clothes and then look at me? I feel like I'm being watched 24/7 with that. And
well,
I just don't know
it sounds like
that's some Terminator crap.
Well, personally, from like, if you look at me, I don't really look like someone who's into fashion, especially with my day-to-day clothes. But whenever I actually go out, I like looking good. I want to say I probably have 20 pairs of shoes that I love, all of them so much. I have a lot of watches. I love fashion. But the main thing is that when I think about that, my immediate thought is someone's gonna hack that and look at my ding ding dong. Exactly. That's gonna happen.
Yeah.
You're gonna hear on Google 6 people were hacked because of the Amazon Echo dot thing, and then all of a sudden, oh my God, I don't know if I should keep using this.
Or if there's some sort of voice command, say that it's pointing at your bed and you accidentally say the wrong thing while you're banging whoever the hell you're banging, like Shirley, Sheila, or Tom. And all of a sudden...
And again...
He and she were made a porn video. Oh my God.
Well, again, the entire meme of send nudes is going to just be, Alexa, send nudes. That's all it's going to be from now on.
That's all.
At the same time, it might be beneficial for anyone who's actually in the pornographic industry. Might be interesting.
Yes.
Yeah, it might be fun.
But at that same time, that may not be the audience of which Amazon is trying to get. Plus, that may not be entirely what they want to be associated.
That might end up being the thing where it's just like, oh, let's buy this. Oh my God, they bought this.
You guys are killing me.
All right. Our next story is competitive Pokemon player brings good luck pineapple to tournament, takes first place.
Did he eat it after?
I do not think he ate it, but the fact that apparently, according to his tweet, said, a man at the market today gave me a free pineapple and said it was good luck, lol. Feeling good about this weekend. So he goes to the tournament, and the first 2 matches, I believe it's the first 2 matches, he just goes ham, wins. I mean, this is already a very good Pokemon competitive player, but the fact that he got the pineapple and the fact that everything just seemed to be going perfectly away. In his last match, I don't know if you know a move called Dragon Tail, has a 90% accuracy. So basically means it's almost always going to hit.
Yep.
And when it should have hit, it missed. And there was this, the guy he was going with, you could just see despair in his eye. And all everyone could think about was like, it was a goddamn pineapple. The pineapple won the match. The pineapple is king.
Sounds like
When
a
it's time to
fruitful
train,
match.
when it's time to train, I turn to Pikachu. But when I need a weak verse, I choose you.
And I swear...
What did I just come back into?
Oh, you missed it, Curlo. I think I said it before. Someone had a lucky pineapple that made them win a Pokemon tournament.
I'm sorry, I haven't played Pokemon so long. What is a lucky pineapple?
He literally had an actual pineapple that he got from the market for free.
In real life.
Real life pineapple.
And then
Pineapple gave
soon
him a
after,
win.
he won.
So it became his good luck charm, and he carried
Yep.
it with him to a Pokemon tournament.
Yes.
Then he
And he
married
won.
That is amazing.
A move that should have landed missed because of the pineapple. Supposedly.
That is amazing.
Supposedly.
All right, not talking about it too much more. We're going to go on to the next topic. Pikachu is now selling KFC in China. Basically, there's a promotion going on in China with some KFCs where they're giving out little Pikachu figurines, and this is mostly me just being really jealous of the Asian people with all the cool Pokemon stuff. And I swear this won't turn into a Pokemon news thing, but I'm going to talk about Pokemon news when it's a thing. I'm just letting you know right now. Because I want Pikachu. There's a Pikachu with Ash's hat. He's just having a little siesta sleeping. There's an excited Pikachu. There's a very, very disappointed Pikachu. And there's like a party Pikachu. I want all the Pikachus. I'm just saying. This is purely for me. Anyone listening, I am sorry for taking up your time with Pikachu, but Pikachu's awesome. Eat more chicken.
Pikachu's Pikachu, man. It's Pikachu.
I think that's everybody's favorite character because how many
Pikachu
years
equals
they've done
Pikachu equals 42. He's the answer to the
Actually,
universe.
my favorite is Raichu.
Get out. But what does anyone think about it? Like,
You're no longer allowed on this news.
as much
team.
as I love Alolan Raichu being able to surf on his tail, it's really cool. But that's besides. Would anyone actually be interested if this came to the States? If KFC, because like I don't buy KFC, but I honestly gotta say I would buy KFC for this Pikachu. I get food and Pikachu. That's a win.
I mean, it all depends on how the commercial is made, and that's what's gonna make people really go, okay, now I want Pikachu. Like they'll be interested in the Pikachu, but if they don't show like a good commercial for KFC, providing saying you get like an item of Pokemon, which might be more so a Pikachu, they'll go, oh, I don't know about this. That commercial didn't entice me.
The next one is. This might honestly be a pass. Does anyone here play Overwatch?
I used to. I
not
still
really.
got
I
it on
mean,
my PS4. I just don't play it.
So probably gonna end up being a pass. Either way, there are 3 new maps are likely coming this year, according to Jeff Kaplan, he who tugs the entire Overwatch community by the balls, effectively, with little tidbits of information. But it's a cool thing. Any of our listeners who want me to expand on it, there's really not much. You can honestly look it up. It's basically 3 new maps, possibility. And as every other Overwatch character or player, me myself included, we want more stuff. They always give us stuff, but it's never enough stuff. We want more stuff. And Blizzard does a great job with Overwatch. I'll probably make a video just purely nerdgasming over Overwatch by myself later. That'll be a thing later. Don't hold me to
And I
it.
feel like an outcast here because I really did not personally care for Overwatch that much.
And that's
was
fine.
the other
I'm gonna go ahead and get out now while I still can, but that's just my personal opinion on it.
What was the
And that's
other
fine,
game
you're
that
entitled to your
totally got
opinion.
Overshadowed by Overwatch. Like they both came out
You're
at the same
talking
time.
about the not Borderlands.
Not Borderlands.
Battleborn.
Battleborn.
It's a people born.
Battleborn.
Is
Battleborn.
made by Gearbox.
I loved playing that game. It came out literally, I think, 2 days before Overwatch came out, and then when Overwatch came out, it was like, oh my god, we gotta play Overwatch. Forget Battleborn. And I remember within a week, every girl guy I played with no longer
I had
played
a close
Battleborn.
friend that talked me into getting Overwatch over Battleborn. I wish I'd gotten the other.
Not like
Yeah,
I'd still
Overwatch.
be playing that.
Yeah, Battleborn actually has like a good campaign mode for solo play over where Overwatch is just it's all multiplayer. Oh, okay.
You should come play Overwatch with me, Fearless, after this stream.
Battleborn does so much better.
All right.
It's because
I'll
of
give it a try.
Blizzard's stylistic choices.
Overwatch.
They,
Not Battleborn.
well, yeah,
You said
not
Battleborn.
Overwatch. Overwatch does far better stylistically.
Yep.
Far more eye-catching. The voice actors are phenomenal, and the little story tidbits. Like they don't even give that much, but it just exploded into an entire online community.
The best thing about Overwatch is its simplicity. Overwatch, like after playing Destiny, I played a lot of shooters. I don't always like them, but Overwatch is just simple. It is not. It's one of those. It's one of those simple and easy to learn. But once you get into the simple and easy to learn part, it is incredibly complex and strategic and amazing. So anyone can play it. And for those who want to play it hardcore, there's also that there for you as well.
It's to me, Overwatch is almost, to me, Overwatch, sorry for cutting y'all, but to me, Overwatch is like, I don't know how, it's like almost like playing Pokemon, because you're trying to figure out, like, when you get a certain character, you're like, all right, I can't kill this guy as fast as you, what'd you do? Well, my character has a certain type of bullet that can penetrate his shield. Oh, I don't have that.
It is a lot like that.
Have that? No, well, dang it, man, that's some bull. I need to switch characters.
And the funny thing is, like, the characters in Battleborn, I'm not saying they're more complex, but the whole evolution of how your abilities and everything else works throughout the thing, Overwatch doesn't have that. Overwatch doesn't need it. Everyone, you have your abilities. They're ready when they're ready.
Yep. Exactly.
You have the ultimate button, you hit the triangle button, and then everything goes, or you miss. One or the other.
It's basically how you use the abilities. It makes a difference.
It's also one of those games you can tell how successful it is, because I hear so many people rage about the game, and they still play it. So that tells you how good it is.
Heck, I drop a lot of games really quickly, but I'm still playing Overwatch.
Yeah.
Like, I just took a break from Overwatch because I was like, God, I'm getting too addicted to this game, but I'm coming back soon to it at some point.
Whenever you want to, you hit me up, man.
I took a year break from it because I was getting stumped in multiplayer.
That's still gonna happen. I'm sorry.
That's always gonna happen.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, but Overwatch is a completely different beast from all other shooters.
Like, if for some reason when you get in Overwatch, it's like everybody said, it's easy to understand how to play it and how the controls work, but it's so complex when you're trying to be strategic of how to get this player. And then once you start thinking strategically, then you're like, oh, okay, I'm getting him, I'm getting the gorilla guy, I'm getting that girl, and I'm gonna call forget his name. His name is Ghostface. I'm going for Ghostface. I'm killing him first. I know how to get him. And then you're just splitting there playing it every day. Well, I got 36 kills within 2 minutes. Who's good now? Yeah, I'm liking this game.
I really like how the game, honestly, it's really easy for it to make you feel like a badass. Like, I play a lot of Reinhardt, and if I happen to have my hammer down and I see a whole bunch of people, I hit a button, and all you hear is, hammer down! And then the entire team just takes a fucking nap. And it's just everything you do just makes you feel like a badass. Even if you're terrible at the game, you can still feel like a badass.
Exactly. It's like, if you suck really bad, just getting one kill, you're just like, oh my god, I got a kill. Oh my god, I'm actually good at something. Oh, let me just start checking. Like, you would be the most suckiest player at that game, but then find out you're the best player at knowing how to throw grenades at the right, precise moment, and then kill half the team with it, and then everybody on not only your team, but the opposite team's going, what the, how, it was just one grenade and he killed us all. How's that possible? Well, I don't know.
And every character plays different, so there's a character for almost, if you play video games, there's a character in Overwatch for you. You don't have to be good at shooting.
Yep. I mean, you can
I'm
be
good at Lucio.
They did rework Lucio.
Let's break it down.
All right, next topic, because I wasn't expecting Overwatch to do anything, and we're already at 30 minutes, so we're going to go a little bit over. We're just going to finish up these last 2 or 3 topics. Zelda Breath of the Wild has a nice little 2D prototype inspired by, well, Breath of the Wild. Basically, it looks kind of sort of like the original Legend of Zelda, but more open air and very reminiscent of the way that you would play Breath of the Wild. So basically, it's a merger of the two. Anyone interested at all in that? Or are we going to pass on it? Just like say, hey, that's a cool idea and go on.
Yeah, I say pass.
All right.
Yeah, it sounds okay.
All right, next one. What do you know? Square Enix. Don't expect Kingdom Hearts or Final Fantasy VII anytime soon. Not this year, that's for sure. Maybe 2018. Maybe.
I'm fine with them taking their time with it so long as they do it right.
They said that about 2016. And lo and behold, they said that about 2015. I think we're starting to have a problem with getting third games of any series ever.
I think my biggest problem is the fact that they announced it at all.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they've done this before. They're like, Kingdom Hearts, blah, blah, is coming out soon. Then we're going, okay. And then they'll give you like a specified month, but then they'll give you a date so you know clearly it's not going to pop in this month. They're probably going to show like a promo or something. And then when that date comes a month, oh, look at that. They done switched it again. It's December now of next year. oh, look at that. And then the next year after that, and then finally a year after a point, you're just like, I'm just accepting. We're not gonna get a sequel. Just gonna accept this.
Will anyone still? I mean, I'm sure that a lot of us will be if you've played Kingdom Hearts 1 through whatever the fuck. But will anyone still be interested in Kingdom Hearts and Final Fantasy a year from now? Or you think that a lot of that hype will turn into, I'll check into it if I see it?
I mean, Final Fantasy, I think there always will be hype for it because when it first started, people were like mind blown with how a game can inspire them so much. And then when it kept adding new games, it was like, oh my god, it's like I can connect to this story. Like this character, I feel like is me. So I feel like that hype will always be there when they come out and talk about something of Final Fantasy coming out. But with Kingdom Hearts, it's kind of like you've heard so much about there's a sequel coming or there's a DLC coming, but yet then you see nothing. So then it's like, okay, my hype for this game is slowly dying out partway. Not totally, but just a little bit. Each time they do that.
For a lot of people, Final Fantasy VII was their first 3D RPG. Honestly, for a lot of people, probably their first RPG with the PS1. And that's... Yep. I mean, I'm not saying 7 is bad. I love 7. Well, I love it so much. And some things happened in that game that gave me problems later on in my life, probably. But that's besides the point. I'm just worried that, like, honestly, like, when I read this, I was like... Kingdom Hearts 3 was still in my mind. Final Fantasy 7 was like, I just accepted. It'll be a thing. Eventually. Probably. Maybe.
Maybe. What I'd be really interested to see is now that basically, because the whole idea of Kingdom Hearts especially is that it's a mix between Final Fantasy and Disney properties, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. With them keep pushing it back and back and back and back, maybe not with the original content if they're still actually making it. It probably doesn't have this, but maybe in some like DLC or something, they also throw in some Star Wars and Marvel characters to the mix. Because they're now technically Disney properties.
Yeah,
exactly.
That's what everyone's been hoping for.
So you might end up having characters from like Mulan versus characters like versus Darth Vader versus Iron Man, like some crazy bullshit. I mean,
I don't know why, but I really want a Moana world. I want to be in that world.
Well,
it's not because of The Rock, I swear.
But then there's also, but you gotta think about.
Don't judge me.
Who would be the best, like, super anti-hero, like, villain for the Heartless than Darth Vader himself?
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
That's true. I mean, the only other character I think is like Doom. Like, you could have Doom. Doom is like a sinister character.
That would work. All right.
Yeah, you just get too interesting too fast.
Darth Vader is awesome.
This is going to be something that I'm going to try to segue into one more little topic type dealio. PC and PS4 open beta begins for a cross-play shooter called Games of Glory. Anyone ever hear of this? Aside from when I said it earlier before the podcast or newscast, cast?
Nope, checked it out a few
right
years
after
ago.
you said it, I looked at it.
I checked it out. I checked it out. Yeah.
I'm starting to feel like as much as I love good games, and there's so many good games out there, I don't think there's enough time of day to try to advertise for all the ridiculous shit that they're trying to throw at our faces, especially free games.
Yeah, I don't see that. I mean, you got to imagine like 2017 between now and maybe I'll say 2020. You're talking about so many next to movies. You got the same amount of movies is the same amount of games coming out between these years, and they're big games. And then with the amount of free games they're putting out, they're getting a little bit overshadowed with the big games coming out. So you're just like, but this game's coming out tomorrow, but yet this free game is coming out in like 2 hours. But I really want to play this big time game. This is just look too good to. I gotta choose the big game. Maybe later.
Yeah, I prefer the AAA titles over the indies.
I mean, you got to really have a good advertisement for that indie type game to where it's like automatically like, oh my god, I have to play this. It looks way better than this major release title because they're really not putting forth the effort because I guess it's this sequel, but this looks so good. Like Let It Die, like that free game I've seen so much. It's like that's actually a pretty good game, and I'm like,
Oh, yeah.
I've actually played it over a few released titles because it has a good storyline. It has a funny base character who is deaf riding a skateboard. That's pretty funny to me.
Oh yeah.
Although-
I only really see
although I
video
have to
game
say-
advertisements very much on Adult Swim. And I wish that we would see. I want to see video game advertisements in mainstream, aside from when Nintendo buys an ad during the Super Bowl.
You basically want
Yeah.
them to become as equally accepted as movies and television.
Yeah. Because as it is, video games for the most part are bigger than movies. That's just how it is. But no one wants to acknowledge
I
it.
don't know. I'd have to say that it's kind of is, kind of isn't. It's hard to kind of cross the streams of those two different
it's
types
like-
of mediums because they
I
are
would say it's
two different
50-50.
types of mediums.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like 50-50 in a way. I mean, because you got to think of like I'll give an example like for Guardians of the Galaxy, they're making a telltale game for them. Like the
Yes.
movie, I'm more excited about than the game because you don't see much advertisement about the game, but you see
Yeah.
a whole lot for the movie.
Well,
And
the
I'm just
game
like,
is
I
also
gotta
out of
know.
universe. It's not within the same MCU. It's a side story.
Yeah, but I think it's because they made it as a game. Like just with the way they made a Telltale Batman, people really were excited for that to see. Well, what have they made for this? Like it got so much hype, but millions of people like got into this game, and now they're like, okay, I'm wondering, are they gonna make a sequel? They're gonna add more? Like I'm excited. So with Guardians, it's like you'd rather see the movie, even though the game's not part of the movie. It's still the entitlement of the name gets you pumped up, but you're just like, nah, I'll go see the movie instead. Movie's better.
But you also have to take into effect that, like, for instance, even popularity-wise, the amount of people that watched the Guardians of the Galaxy movies versus those who probably end up playing the Telltale game is a much smaller margin. Like, even the number of people that play like a single video gaming, earn a lot of money for making that game and keeping up the online play and whatnot. It's still a pretty niche group compared to the overall consumer of television and movies. I mean, at this point, television and movies are so mainstream, everyone has them. Video games are still kind of moving into that area, and as a culture, is still on and off kind of spectrum when it comes to respect as something other than a kid's medium.
I don't know. I'd say like 40 and below is like people. You have to consider that when it comes to gaming, even mobile gaming, like what's it, Candy Crush or Rush or Smush or whatever, is still technically a video game. I think video games are a lot more pervasive than anyone's actually paying attention to. And that's what kind of irritates me, is the fact that you have these games that people are playing for hours and hours, like as opposed to a movie. Like as much as I love Deadpool, I've watched it 4 or 5 times, and I'm pretty much done watching Deadpool until later on today. But when it comes to a game like Overwatch, where I've sunk hundreds of hours, where I play a game like Warframe, where I've sunk thousands of hours, it's a lot of time. And I'm just saying, as far as like, if I'm going to say this in a way that doesn't entice anyone, but if video games could find a way to monetize better for time, aside from MMOs, we'd be screwed. And they'd have all the money. They're already making hand over fist money. Like, you look at a game like GTA 5, which was made for, I want to say, like 300, 250 million, something like that.
Like
made 800 million back.
Yeah, it just
That
within
is
like a week.
While it costs more to make than most movies, it also trounced most media in general as far as percentile profits.
Yeah.
They made their money
look
back
at
hand over fist, and they're still making money on it with the online thing. That's just something that movies can't do. Sorry, continue.
Yeah, sorry, but like with Destiny, the game cost $500 million. Within a week, it made not only all its money back, but then made an extra 200 million right there beside it. And it's like, holy! And literally for that whole month it was released, the news was every news outlet was talking about Destiny. A new game has already made blah 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 money back and making more already within the days ahead. And it's like, holy crap! It's made this much money off of it. Wow! But then if people heard how they threw it all and smashed it all together real fast, it's like, well, I wouldn't have bought it if I knew they were scrambling to create this game this fast after having a good story. But okay, but it makes you think now, like when Destiny 2 come out, you can already see, Yeah, it's the same thing gonna happen. I mean, this time it sounds like they got it right. They're making sense out of stuff. I'm already waiting for them to say, well, we already spent this much. We're gonna get this much back. We're like a movie, but in a video game sense. Boom.
Yeah, who's gonna not buy it because of it?
Exactly.
I'm already thinking about pre-ordering. I can't wait for the gameplay reveal, even though I know it's gonna pretty much, you know, they're pretty much gonna have the same formula with a few things added, which I'm okay with.
And if anything, that'll help it survive. I mean, personally, I seem to think that the video game industry seems to be a lot more risky than, say, the movie industry. The movie industry can typically pump out the same thing over and over and over again with a few things, and people still watch those movies. I mean, for crying out loud, we've pumped out the same comedy movie at least 70 to 80 times, and people still watch the dumb comedy movie.
Yep.
But if you do the same thing with video game, it's a lot riskier. Sometimes they'll take it. Sometimes they'll be like, you weren't innovative enough. Sometimes people will try to be innovative and they'll have a complete backwards problem. Like with Call of Duty. Call of Duty's done both. They did the same thing over and over and over again so many times that people complained about it, and then they tried to go off formula, and people complained about that.
Yep. And then when finally
there's a lot more variables that go into a video game, and so its profitability might be huge if they succeed, but the risk is so much more.
It's like literally video game and like game companies in Hollywood movies, like they're going based like pretty much like Battlefield. They're having a strategic way of saying, hey, we put more risk into this in this game. I promise you we will make so much reward out of this that we will be taking like a 2-month vacation because we deserve this. It's going to be amazing. But yet when you go to Hollywood for like movies like Spider-Man, you've seen so many of those Spider-Man movies where people are like, oh, it's the same crap. Can you stop giving me the same crap? Yes, we know this guy's going to die. Yes, we know he's going to get his powers. Can I just see something else? Please. Oh my God, just anything. And then finally you get a new formula of, hey, this is the new Spider-Man. I like it. I'm gonna go see this. I'm gonna go see this, you know? And then when you look at Call of Duty where all they've done is like futuristic stuff, people are like, okay, I'm sick of the futuristic stuff. They compare it to Battlefield, there's like, look, they went back in time to World War whatever. This is amazing. And then all of a sudden, Call of Duty is going back to World War II. Thank you.
I'd like to add there is that has to be convenience. There is no way that they weren't already working on that game when it was announced for Battlefield. That is not how games work. That game was already being made. Is it convenient? Yes. Is it funny as hell? Yeah. It looks like they're copying, but there's no way they are. They might have heard a whiff about it when Battlefield first started developing it. And they're like, oh, hey, we heard a rumor that they might be doing this thing before anyone in mainstream ever heard anything. They might have done that, but we'll never know.
Yeah, but Duck, you know what I mean? Like,
oh yeah, I gotcha.
Yeah, like they already probably were making it, but they probably didn't want to take the risk. But then when they saw Battlefield take it, and it's like, oh, okay, so they took the risk. We need to bring ours out now. If they can take the risk, we can take it too. Let's do it.
I think one of my sad problems when it comes to video games is the fact that granted, video games are much more of an initial investment when it comes to sales, but so many people will say that, like, when I went to go see, what was it called? I want to say it was episode 7? 6. 7. Yes, episode 7. The Force Awakens. $15. I took me and 2 of my friends, so that overall was 40, not 45. Yeah, $45 for me to take 2 people with me. And that's $45 for all these people to get about 2 hours of content per eyeball. So that's 6 hours. Paid $45. Or I could pay $60 for a really good game that all 3 of us could play. And then there is beyond 6 hours of gameplay. And I understand when people like if video games were priced the way that movies were, as far as time and effort put into it, something like Skyrim would be $300-$400.
That is challenging.
And when people talk about prices, it just makes me angry. Like, yes, $60 is a good chunk of money. At the same time, a lot of the times you're getting a good chunk of game. And if you don't think that there's a good chunk of game there, don't buy it. Vote with your wallet. Don't buy it. Wait for it to go on sale.
True.
Wait till it's the price that you feel it's supposed to be worth. Like when it comes to like I love Persona,
Buy it used.
but I'm not probably
Because if you
not
buy
gonna buy it until it's on sale on PlayStation or something like that.
Or hell, buy it used. Then you don't even give money to the creator, technically.
Yeah, but I have
money.
I have a thing against buying games used anyway, but that's neither here nor there. Anyway, gone a good chunk over time, so I'm just going to end this right now. I have been Duck McGavin. We have here a whole cast of people. I would read off their names, but as I said, this is going to be fast and loose. So, everyone, say goodbye to the world, or anyone watching at least.
Goodbye to the world.
Goodbye.
Hello, world.
All right, world. Once again, I've been Duck McGavin. You can find me on Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Toast, and yeah, Duck McGavin. Out.